Welcome to VPR Podcast Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. New show is definitely going down today, discussing what took place in Las Vegas. Now, this is what I know. You know what? Let me give you a recap. You wake up in the morning, you turn on your television. They announced that 50 people are dead, 200 wounded at a concert in Las Vegas, Nevada, at a country and western show. They go to a commercial. Now, it doesn't even matter what race you belong to. If you're a black person, the first thing that goes through your mind is, I hope it wasn't a black person. If you're a white person, first thing goes through your mind is, oh man, I hope it isn't a white guy. If you're Hispanic or Latino descent, you say, I hope it wasn't a Mexican. If you're Asian, Asians don't particularly worry about it. If you're of Middle Eastern descent, you say, oh my God, I hope it wasn't somebody from the Middle East. Because you know if it's somebody from the Middle East, no matter what's the religion, you're going to be targeted. And that's what goes on. Then the commercial is off, and now the news story comes back up in full view, and you see the name, and you see the silhouette, and a black person automatically knows, okay, well, it wasn't a black person. Even though they don't show his face, they just show a silhouette of a male, and you see the name. Because we know that if it had been a black person, his face would have been plastered all over the news. They would have been calling him an ingrate, an animal, a thug, a piece of scum. Every name in the book, this horrible human being, this low life, this rogue of a person, this animal, this savage beast. They'd have been on that brother. They'd have been on him like 9 on 9. They would never got through verbally abusing it, right? But then another thing we knew that that person was white was because the amount of time it was taking to put his picture up. He's not a juvenile. This man was 64 years old. But you got to understand that they have to go back and dig in his history because they have to find a reason why he did it so they can, tell the public that, hey, he done this because of he was going through a bad marriage, or he's normally a good guy, but he done this because he was looking at pictures of ISIS on the web, or he was influenced in some way. They're gonna come up with any other reason other than he was just a sick, mixed up individual. That can't be the narrative, so they have to find something. Then when they can't find anything on him that they can't obviously see that would have led him to do such a horrific act, then they go into his career. Okay, he was a accountant on 2 planes. Oh, but he was a gambler. He gambled. Gambled debt. Yeah, stress of a gambling debt. That would drive anyone over the edge. He was losing everything. Bam. Okay, let's put the story up. You know how it goes. Okay. Then the conspiracy theories roll in. I'll just give you one conspiracy theory. Pad. A pad is used to soak up water. Last name Dock. Dock is where boats dock at. He was on the 32nd floor. That was the highest he can get because he was a 32nd degree Mason. He was at the Mandalay Bay paddock. He was docked at the bay. He was a gambler, so he was a pirate. Skull and Bones. He shot 59, which is 5. 5 plus 9 is 14, plus the 1 is 5. And he wounded 500 plus. So he was working for the Illuminati. I mean, I'm hearing all of conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory number 2. It wasn't him who did the shooting, that he was killed in his room and someone else came in and done the shooting, and he was the fall guy. He was the patsy. The real shooter walked out of the hotel room and vanished. Even though they had the guy with a signal, the picture they gave, this conspiracy theory number 3. He did the shooting. They put the picture up with him having green hair, which indicate that the mission was a go. Put it on national TV to send a message to those who were interested in whether the mission was accomplished or not. Conspiracy theory number 4. He was working for an anti-Trump group, and his job was to go to what would be mostly Trump supporters and to fire off into the crowd. That way, that would force the president to do gun control. Since the bill is up and coming on banning silencers or making it easier to acquire a silencer. So, a conspiracy theory was the fact that he committed this act so heinous that the president would have to tie his hands and say that, hey, we need gun reform and no silencers or suppressors. Hey, you just never know what goes on in the mind of an individual like that. But one thing I do know for a fact, though, every race except the Asians said that, man, I hope it wasn't one of us. Now, had he had been Asian, they'd have been shocked, like, what happened? Well, in a sense like that. But every other race was hoping it wasn't a member of their race. And we knew as soon as he put that silhouette in his name, but they didn't put the picture up, we said that's a white guy. Because had he been black, trust me, his face would have been plastered everywhere, and the news commentators would have went in on it. Went in, called him everything but they'd have called him a underdeveloped human. I mean, they'd have just went in and had a field day with that one. But if you notice, since there's white, mostly white commentators, and half the black commentators are afraid, then you'll notice that they'll just they try to figure out what went wrong, and you're not going to see a lot of name calling. they're not gonna bash him in the sense, they'll just say, you're not gonna hear too many attributes contributed to him, such as dog of a man and a savage beast, or a thug, a heartless individual, very sick, scum of the earth, skunk of the planet Earth. Mother shouldn't have never birthed him. I mean, you're not gonna hear anything like that, since it's the white guy that did the shooting. But all of you that's listening, you've seen where something happened, where a black person shot into a crowd or whatnot, or shot someone, and you all heard the name calling. Calls me everything under the sun. I'm not lying. But hey, that's where we at today. That's this society. But all truth be told, anybody that picks up a weapon and shoots at innocent people is sick. It's sick. At the O, it's sick-o. That's just what it is. VPR Radio, we're out. Before we go, though, hey, as I stated, we want to see, because now you're hearing some people who wasn't for gun reform starting to change their tune. Because they know, they look back in the history, they know. They actually know. VPR Radio, and we're out.